this rapper and him, they all in the room together.
Yeah, I go to the Daddy House studio and I'm fucking with Diddy and Q-Tip, and they was in there doing.
Something unbelievable has taken over the internet. A legendary hip-hop figure, Busta Rhymes, was captured on video at the exact moment Diddy's dancers appeared, and his response caught everyone off guard. He didn't just seem surprised, he completely broke character. This is a side of Busta most people have never witnessed. Spontaneous, intense, and completely genuine. Social media is buzzing non-stop, and his reaction has sparked widespread conversation. Get ready, because we're jumping right into the chaos.
I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that, because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta, and this story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping. Right, he's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side, and then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there, and it said butt plugs, and I was like, hey yo, I was messing with him, because people don't understand, you know. We was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still going to tease him. I'm still going to mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina.
This clip has taken over social media. Busta Rhymes, usually known for his calm, seasoned presence, is suddenly thrown off balance when Diddy's dancers step into the spotlight. One moment he's relaxed, the next he looks utterly unsettled, as if he'd disappear on the spot if it were possible. His expression became instant meme material tense posture, uneasy glances, and clear discomfort written all over his face. The live audience may not have noticed, but online viewers caught everything. People replayed it endlessly, pausing, zooming, and dissecting each second like a high-stakes trial. Busta didn't say a word, yet his reaction spoke volumes. He clearly wasn't feeling the moment. And fans can't stop talking about the rare scene that rattled even a hip-hop legend.
Later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah. So then Next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. And he was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin. He know me well, and Puff was like, yo, G, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day and they tried to, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man. But I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good. And that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Right. Spread at lightning speed. And Busta Rhymes found himself right at the center of the storm. Almost overnight, he became the internet's focal point for reasons no one expected. Memes flooded timelines, old posts resurfaced, and his name was trending before the night even ended. It felt like a digital pylon, impossible to ignore. With a reputation built on poise and self-assurance, fans suddenly began re-examining everything. And just when it seemed like he might stay silent, he did the opposite. Busta fired back, and the response only added fuel to the fire. That moment didn't just circulate online, instantly reshaped how people saw him.
No, bro, like when it comes to certain things like this, it's a lot of people that who hold weight. They want me to tell stories that they experience with them. I ain't doing that though. I may have some of them come on the podcast or something. Now I am gonna have the guy who got the case against Dwight Howard. He gonna come on the podcast and talk. That's gonna be interesting. Because he hit me up thanking me. He like, man, he felt more courageous. You feel me? He felt like he not alone no more. Because, he speak about dude like he a monster. You know what I'm saying? He showed me like the threats he was receiving and things like that from him. So like, I'm getting a lot of support though, bro. Like the support I've been receiving, it really changed my whole life. Cause like working this job, bro, like it eat away at your soul, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't really date like that. You feel me? And then you got to keep so much a secret. You know what I'm saying? And like normal ladies feel insecure because you always around these models, these ladies who got all this surgery. They feel insecure about that. And it's like, most ladies barely met a man they can really trust. So like when you live in this lifestyle, bro, it's a lonely path, bro. You feel me? That's why I be so thankful for my family, like my mom, my brother, my homie unknown, dude got like my brothers, you feel me? Like my members. You need that because like, bro, so many people was shocked at some of the things I was saying. but it's a lot of people who quietly in my inbox thanking me for speaking out about certain things. So you feel me? Like a lot of abuse victims are reaching out to me. You feel me? Buying shirts, just sending me like I'll get like a $5, like a random $5 Apple Pay. Thank you for speaking out and all this type of stuff. I'm like, damn. Okay. You know, a lot of people like especially like a lot of sexual abuse survivors, man, they coming to me every day thanking me for speaking out about certain things, for protecting women and kids and stuff like that. You really like, this is just my crusade I always been on, bro. You feel me? So like, I'm not really concerned about no detractors or what they have to say, because if you got a problem, come get up with me. Period. If not, shut up or get up with me.
Just when it seemed the situation couldn't escalate any further, Busta Rhymes dove straight into the turmoil and made it even louder. Rather than easing tensions, he unleashed a wave of intense posts across social media. There were no apologies and no attempts to soften the moment-only sharp words, public callouts, and pointed remarks. Fans were caught off guard. Fellow artists took notice, and the online crowd couldn't look away. Speculation ran wild, with people guessing he was overwhelmed, emotional, or anything but intentional. But this wasn't a mistake or a misunderstanding. This was Busta speaking freely. He went on about loyalty, hinted at revealing private matters, and reopened long-buried rivalries from the past. Messages appeared rapidly, vanished just as quickly, but the screenshots remained. Behind the scenes, his team was likely scrambling as connections were strained over a clip that might have disappeared if left alone.
Just testified before a federal grand jury. He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties. His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter.
A friend?
And if you follow this story, you'll know that Kim Porter is Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak-offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females. The drive also included a manuscript of an alleged Kim Porter memoir, a memoir that her 4 kids insist is fake. Courtney Burgess told his story on a podcast before he told the grand jury today, and after he told the grand jury, and I mean immediately after, he booked it over to my set, and he and his attorney talked to me. I should tell you that he was very limited in how much detail he could go into about his testimony. And because the 8 people in the videos, the 8 celebrities in the videos were allegedly victims of sex crimes, we know who they are, but we will not be naming them, famous or not. Here now is my conversation with Courtney Burgess and Ariel.
He said, like a friend gave him this. And literally he's saying, we can see who these celebrities are. So in my mind, I'm just saying to myself, like this wouldn't be part of the trial. I'm just kind of confused on, this wouldn't be part of the trial.
By the time Busta finally logged off, the damage was already done. Online, he had been labeled the symbol of a full-scale breakdown. What began as an awkward, easily forgettable moment had spiraled into a public relations nightmare, complete with non-stop jokes, viral clips, and trending hashtags reshaping the narrative in real time. Supporters felt let down, industry insiders murmured behind the scenes, and many started asking hard questions about what this meant for his future. Instead of letting the situation fade, Busta intensified it, transforming a small controversy into a massive backlash. Now the conversation has shifted to one lingering question. Can he recover from this? Or did this moment permanently alter how his legacy will be remembered?
So how long ago
Right. So me personally, I definitely seen it coming. Like 2013 was when I really first started speaking out about this, because he was booked to host an event in Chicago at a nightclub called The Vibe on 1534 North Kingsbury. I was head of security at this venue. And whenever celebrities would come through, the owner and the general manager, shout out PJ Khan and shout out Joey Vartanian, they would send me with celebrities after the club. So I ended up at one of his events, and a gentleman I used to work for, his name was David Arrington. He used to not work for, work with. He was security like me, big, strong, intimidating dude. On to find out, he was double dipping. You feel me? He was getting hired as a sex worker, and when I got to the event, he was there. And
as a bodyguard, or
no, he was there as a performer. Right. So that gentleman's incarcerated right now. He ended up killing his boyfriend, stealing his car, all type of stuff. So he crashed out. So that's how I ended up even knowing about this type of stuff. So, and when I got to the party, all the waitresses was topless. They had like...
You're the second person to say that.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, everybody, the waitresses was topless. Like they had like dancers in cages, naked. I seen a few people had like lions on leashes and stuff like that. You feel me? And then once they came out to collect everybody's phones, that's when I said, I'm going to the car. Y'all got it. Because I seen the Diddy guy holding hands with two vampire-looking dudes, like they was off Twilight. You feel me? So if you ever at a celebrity party, you see street dudes kicking it, the females, when you see the vampires come in, somebody case getting touched. Better be on point, bro. Oh no.
Do you feel like you have the spirit of discernment to like know when you see a man or a woman that know they on some like you said, the guy you was working with was a whole sex worker? And I don't know,
I was suspicious of him.
Okay.
For sure. Any person who worked private security at a high level, I get this from my mom, the spirit of discernment. That's something she always said, exact words. So salute to you. And,
Busta's previously polished image just took a major hit, and the outlook isn't promising. The family-friendly persona he carefully built has been shaken. Online, fans and critics alike are digging through old interviews and posts, piecing together the story. His social media feeds have turned into a battleground. Longtime supporters are voicing disappointment, flooding comments with messages like, "We didn't expect this from you." Meanwhile, the wider internet is watching as if it were a live show. Behind the scenes, some of Busta's brand partnerships could be at risk, with companies reportedly reconsidering deals to avoid being caught in the controversy. One domino after another seems to be falling, and his carefully crafted image could be next.
Look into somebody's eyes and tell if they're a killer. You can look in their eyes and tell if they're a get money person. You can look in their eyes and tell if, they get a little extra wild. You feel me? Oh, bro.
Would you say this is one of the most uncomfortable situations you've been in, or?
No.
Okay.
Because if you know, the celebrity world is mostly losers. You feel me? They just got money. They not player. They're not kind to people. They don't want to talk to females. And most of them are, like I said, celebrity world is Zesselmania, man. Period.
You got to trademark that movie.
It's Zesselmania. I done been in real life and death situations.
I've heard a lot of rumors of people say that Diddy's a gangster. Is Diddy a gangster being around him?
He's not a pushover. He a tough cake toucher, bro. I'll tell you that much, bro.
Tough cake toucher.
But for sure, bro.
You had said you had seen a scene where he came up to a young dude and choked him and said, "You either want to get with God or
grab the man by his throat."
Yeah.
He was like, you want to walk with God or you want to be a roach, nigga?
That's some gay shit to say.
And I'm looking like,
that's some Frank Lucas shit.
So I'm like, damn, why you? I'm like, you gonna let him grab you like that? Because bro, he real touchy feely, so that's how he discern if he gonna try to. If you let him touch you a little too much,
he knows.
Yeah, he go. There are 150,000 unaccounted for children that cross the border every year that are unaccounted for. There is a certain level of darkness that comes with levels of high wealth, because Rook just asked me right now that I think that he could rape somebody. You know, these are people who are not used to being told no. And like, I know a gentleman who has a yacht, right? The yacht probably costs like $200 million. And there's an entire staff that stays on this yacht. They stay for 6 months. The other staff come for the next 6 months. So if you got enough money, you can buy a person. You can buy their time. So that's the level of what's going on.
Now, there's been a lot of alleged saying that him with different celebrities in videos exist, both male and female. Do you know that to be true?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I seen some stills of some tapes being shot.
Now we live in the world of the deep fake and and AI. Is it possible that could be created or crafted and sold?
So it's kind of hard to fake CCTV footage, simply because it's time stamped and the pixels in that camera. Any AI footage, the pixels is way higher than a normal camera.
For sure.
So, you know, you got to take that into consideration.
I think I'm gonna Google everyone who has a $200 million yacht. We gonna line this. We gonna get close.
It's hundreds of guys who got.
Okay.
Bro,
yeah. Okay.
Rook, didn't you say you wanted a yacht?
200 million. 200 million.
I'm scared to get money now.
It's getting scary.
It's not the money that changes people. Because if you a man who get money, you know that this money is a tool.
Right.
It's not your identity. And like, I'm sure there are things that you wouldn't do for money.
Right.
So it's not the money that changes people.
Rook always told me money only amplifies who you really are.
Yeah, you don't really know who you are until you get some money.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
Let you have anything in the world that you want. I'm gonna tell you what.
Now, Diddy was, he had sued the liquor company. I forget the name. It was a hard name for me to pronounce, but he pretty much won the lawsuit. But you know, it was explained that in these lawsuits or there's a morality clause. Do you think that his battle against this liquor company could have been what set this off actually, or was this only inevitable?
Well, you gotta look at it. We all thought he owned Ciroc.
For sure.
Yeah.
He felt like eventually he would be able to get some ownership stake. He didn't. And these issues really started for him once he went after them. Because shortly thereafter, he sold Revolt TV. And anybody who follows him, Revolt TV was his baby. He worked hard on that.
Facts.
So once that was sold, I knew the end was near at that point. Because, you know, just like Gucci Mane, when he went to jail, he passed his artist contracts off to people who can hold them and fulfill the details while he was gone. That's what they do. They pass it off to people who can put it in a shell corporation. But you can have a corporation that have an anonymous owner. So once I seen Revolt
even fellow artists are keeping their distance now, wary of getting caught up in Busta's whirlwind. His reputation is taking hits fast, And the internet doesn't let anything slide. Can he recover? Possibly, but at the moment, the outlook is grim. This story isn't finished yet. Busta is trying to rebuild, but whether he rebounds or falters remains uncertain. His team is scrambling to manage the fallout. Yet new controversies keep appearing like an endless cycle. Many suggest he needs to confront the situation head-on and address it directly, though celebrity behavior can be unpredictable. Meanwhile, social media isn't letting up, with users turning every moment into memes and discussions that show no signs of slowing.
Just, I know you had mentioned him, just the way he's moving. He's even him coming to New York, lollipops. Do you feel like he was moving like very careless, and where like that's why you don't have a bond? That's why you weren't strategic enough in this whole thing.
Absolutely, because the agreement was that as long as his private jet wasn't in the same state as him, he would be able to stay on the street. The moment that jet came to New York, he got arrested. And then you got to think about it, like they got him on audio calling witnesses, trying to get them to change the story. That's extremely careless.
Yes.
It's almost as if he was used to having someone protecting him.
They say he's snitching on Jay-Z. Is that a real thing?
You don't want to say Jay-Z on it, bro. Out of respect to y'all.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good.
For sure.
All right, so we're gonna they say they're snitching. Diddy snitching. Is that a real thing?
Have we ever really seen an indictment where the details were sealed? We only really seen that with Epstein. And the only chance he has to not get a life sentence is to cooperate.
Right. Wait, and you mentioned that Diddy may not make it out alive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. See, when you say something like definitely, I got to get your take on it, because we seen what happened with Epstein, and we seen the, like you said, a sealed indictment. Don't know what's in it.
Right.
We hear stories of stars paying off lawsuits and keeping their name out of the news. Like, do you feel like there's something that's bigger than even Diddy that is at stake of failing?
Yeah, definitely. So, if anybody pays attention to the political climate in our country right now, the FBI is at risk of getting disbanded.
For sure.
We're coming up on a new election. Now, the week that he was indicted, the head of Sony Music, Randy Goodman, stepped down.
Yeah.
CEO of Warner, Kaz Kobayashi, stepped down. CEO of 300 Entertainment, Kevin Lyle, stepped down. And the CEO of Nike, John Donahue, all stepped down in the same week. Then we see the mayor of New York, his name Eric, get indicted. And then now we see the guy Reeves from Abercrombie get indicted for sex trafficking. So the sex trafficking investigators, the group of guys who do that, is a small group, probably about 50, 60 people. So the same people who investigated him also were investigating him and these other people. So you got to always watch the trickle effect when it comes down to it. So for sure.
Now, we were talking about him contacting witnesses and how careless that was. Do you think it's because of this drug addiction that he has?
That's a great question. So I'll say this. Any man who I know who did ecstasy for more than 4 years straight, they all have a trans girlfriend right now.
They all got what?
Any man who done, I knew personally, who did ecstasy more than 4 years straight, have a trans girlfriend right now. And, you live in a false sense of reality when you always high. When he got arrested with a drug called Tunchi, which is a mixture of ecstasy and cocaine.
Yes.
Now, you know, cocaine can cause impotence.
Mhm.
Ecstasy counteracts that. So you're taking a combination of drugs and you got arrested with it while you under indictment.
You can't make it up.
Can't make this up.
And let me ask you, because the pink cocaine was found in Liam Payne's One Direction system, and they felt like he, you know, accidentally fell off the roof of his hotel. But have you seen anybody dealing with pink cocaine and what effects it causes? Do you even know what pink cocaine is?
Pink cocaine is called tunchi. They dye it with food coloring, and sometimes they put flavor in it, but it's a mixture of cocaine and ecstasy.
Would it cause you to do things like maybe jump off of a roof?
So look, if hypothetically speaking, if someone came to me and said, look, I need this person to die, the two easiest ways to get away with murder is for someone to take a large fall or a car crash. Let's look up how many people in the last month died from falling out of.
Some believe Busta should hit the studio and remind everyone why he's considered a legend. But can his music cut through all the chatter? Fans are feeling disappointed. His reputation has taken a hit, and rebuilding won't be simple. Some even wonder if this is the end of the Busta Rhymes we once knew. Still, the music world has seen bigger comebacks than this. Could he pull it off? Possibly. All eyes are on him, and in the unpredictable world of fame, anything can happen. One thing's certain, this story isn't over yet.
Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know this, bro.
How long has it been like this knowing about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matter most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna kill you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. Nobody wants to kill these entertainers like that, bro. Like when I do my threat assessment, there's never an immediate threat of danger. It's never a situation that they're gonna tell me, oh, this person wants to murder me, this person wants to bring harm on me. It's never like that. Them type of people be normal guys. So I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? He's got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section. And then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy.
He couldn't believe that. He was shocked. But man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like bro, most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't want to be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get a girls. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there. So
Right now, Busta's situation feels like a full-blown circus and it's far from over. He has a lot of damage control ahead, more than most would expect after such a public tumble. Rumor has it he'll need to work harder than ever to regain fans' trust. But in the world of fame, today's controversies often become tomorrow's memories. Will Busta rise stronger than before, or will this moment fade into the past? No one can say for sure. One thing is certain, everyone is watching, waiting to see the next chapter unfold. The ride is only just beginning.